Hello everyone, I hope you're well, you're smelling great, enjoying your favourite fragrances today, and this is what we're going to be opening. It is part of the Opus line, Opus 15, and it is called King Blue by Amouage. Hello again everyone. Yeah, so as usual, little schoolboy error and technical difficulties, so the official opening has happened, and that is the result of that. The plastic has come off. King Blue here, and I've just done basically a first experience video, and yeah, technical difficulties have meant that I'm not able to show that initial testing and experience, and for purposes of practicality and where I've got to go, I'm not going to apply any more of this. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of this on already, yeah, and I honestly cannot put any more on, just because of where I'm going, and I'm probably going to have to layer this with something fresh for the simple reason it's very, very dark. It's similar to Silver Oud, so in that respect, I've got to give it its dues. It'll just be way too much. It's strong. It doesn't need 6 sprays. It needs 2, 3, maximum 2, 3, and yeah. So I'm sorry if you're looking forward to anything being sprayed on one's body, though I just cannot do it. And though I'll try and recall my experience, initially it comes out the gate as fruity, and what does spray a bit in the air actually. So I just went on there. So yeah, I suppose I'd put a bit on the wrist actually. The atomizer on this is super strong, and so it like soaks. It soaks rather than sprays or mists. It soaks. So yeah, it's very fruity initially, though that soon dissipates, and the oud just kicks right in, and it's that Silver Oud. I'll read off the notes actually, and I'll do it off the website. So the top head notes are Mandarin, Blackcurrant, pink pepper. Heart notes are frankincense and amber. And the base notes are Sandalwood, Oakwood, Patchouli, Oud silver and leather. So yeah, Oud silver, I imagine it's probably the same out of Silver Oud. And the fruit is probably the Mandarin and the Blackcurrant. I'll read the description as well. The union of the real and the unreal, the clashing of the impossible and the mundane, the surrealistic manifest that life is never truly what it seems to be, the meeting of fire and nightshade, of juicy Mandarin, grandiose amber and somber oud. King Blue is an Waneric wood supreme. I don't know what Waneric means, and I don't think this is a somber oud. It's pretty full on. Well, somber, moody, possibly. Yeah, that's the write-up for it. So yeah, very, very poetical. Its perfumers are Alexis, Grugeon and Hamid, Merati-Kashani. So yeah, he's done some killers. I don't know, not familiar with Alexis, Grugeon, so yeah, I might look into him. Most oud, particularly real oud fragrances, just chime a chord with me. So this was never, it was a blind buy by the way, it was never going to be disappointing, I didn't believe. The only misgiving I think is there's strong similarities to Silver Oud. Now, whether or not this makes Silver Oud redundant or not, this is a sweeter take on Silver Oud, so possibly don't need both. And the strength of these, and unless it's like your signature scent, you'd be hard pressed to go through a couple of bottles of this in one's lifetime, because this will last for ages. You only need, as I mentioned, 2-3 sprays. So yeah, it's trended well at the start when it first come out. It's long lasting and eternal, and its CRG is strong, which is not what I wanted to wear. Well, I did, but not for tonight. And right. Yeah, what do I think? I mean, it's settling down. It's settling down to quite a nice dryness, a nice dry oud. There's a powderiness to this. There is on my skin anyway. Even though it's quite an oily fragrance, it feels powdery. Maybe that's the frankincense. Maybe initial thoughts of loving this. Yeah, I am. It was always going to win. It was always going to be there for me, and thereabouts. I didn't doubt that from the get-go, and I got it for pretty much half price. Actually, got a real good deal off this. It was an eBay buy, and again, doing due diligence, the gentleman was a fragrance seller and looked into the research, what he sold, his feedback, what he was selling, and yeah, there was nothing to suggest that this is not legitimate, or this is legitimate. Yeah, it's not Schneidy. It's definitely not. Yeah, you can just read the quality in this. Okay, I'll read some comments. I may agree with some people complaining from fecal oud, but hear me out. I left mine for a couple of months, and maceration, no more fecal oud. Turned to be the most light fragrance in my collection. Citrusy, leathery, woody fragrance. And before maceration is done, I used to spray King Blue 30-60 minutes before I leave. Worked like a charm. Many compliments. Wow. Yeah, so sometimes that is the case. I've mentioned that before with some of the fragrances I've opened, is when they first come out, they can be quite jumbled or not quite settled, and sometimes it does take a bit of time for them to macerate. They do change sometimes. I feel the fragrances do change. It's like mature somewhat. Alright, so I put this on the test strip today, and it's one of those smells where you feel the need to evacuate the premises when you smell it. Need I say more? Yuck, this smells like burning diapers and halitosis. Just foul. Oud should be listed as the top note and a mid note, as it dominates the opening on skin. A very strong fecal oud for the first 10 minutes at least, definitely. It's prominent throughout. Man, oh man, this is master perfumery at its finest. It's blue, but very different from your typical blue fragrance. It's so unique. I never in my life understood why I would watch certain viewers and they would say this is skanky oud or fecal oud, but this right here is straight cow horse caca. On a perfumery scale, this is absolutely amazing and very artistic, but to my personal liking, this reminds me of growing in the countryside of Mexico and smelling the farm animals in our backyard. Super amazing work from the house of Amouage, but this isn't my cup of tea. Definitely worth a sample in my opinion. Imagine telling Picasso to make a blue fragrance. Be interesting, yeah. Strong fecal smell with an alcoholic weird undertone, urine and stuff in a mega saturated perfume world. This one makes no exception. Boring, nauseating, a shadow of many, many others. A big no from me. Truly magnificent. King Blue doesn't just feel like a name. If I had to pick one fragrance befitting of royalty, it's this. Powerful but soothing. It is mellowing down. When I say mellowing down, I don't mean it's getting any less in its intensity of strength. To keep it short, this is more wearable Silver Oud. Almost the same oud accord in Silver Oud, but diluted by a woody sweet accord that reminds me a bit of Angel Share from Killian. I don't get any heavy animalistic poopy barnyard oud, just dark and smoky. I've never had that connection with skanky fecal whenever I've smelt oud, and I've smelt some really strong ouds. I've got quite a few raw ouds in my collection and never made that connection. I mean, this person here, wine and poo together, not for me. So, yeah, he's smelling wine and poo. Because of the oud and smokiness, it's easier to light for Middle Eastern. I enjoy the oud, leather and fruitiness in this perfume. Yeah, it's just come to me what that is. When I'm talking about it settling down, it's not that it's settling down, it's that the frankincense is coming out, which is softening the oud. It's adding another dimension. Silver Oud's pretty one-dimensional after a while, whereas the frankincense is kicking in, and it's almost competing with the oud now. That's what it feels like. It's smoky, very, very. It's pleasing to the nose. Woody leather powerhouse. Tread carefully. The opening turned me TF off. It smelt like SHIT. And I was so disappointed in Amouage. But then after I left the store, almost immediately I got into my ride. Something poked me in the sniff again, and I was pleasantly blown away. I'm definitely adding King Blue to my collection. It is a need. Yeah, I agree. And it's interesting that comment is there was a similar reaction which I've shared when I smelt Silver Oud. Initially I was put off, but then something intrigued me to keep going back and back, and yeah, and then it was a love. Same with this. I'm starting to prefer this than Silver Oud, simply because it's got that fruity and the frankincense dimensions added to it. It adds a bit of extra. Smells fecal like manure. The only smells like rotten fruit. It's nasty. I love and own into black iris, but this was quite literally unwearable. Silver Oud level poor. So there's a lot of hate on this actually, and it might be just clutching at straws or taking a long shot here though. If one doesn't like ouds, this is like it's almost got a concentration of like a pure oud, like juice. So if one doesn't like that, though, even saying it's like got pure oud with that frankincense, so it's a very strong, potent fragrance. And if one isn't like, if they don't appreciate that type of fragrance, then yeah, it's almost like a waste of time even trying it. I wouldn't even suggest get a sample, because it's one of those overbearing ones if you don't like this type of scent profile. So I don't want to say anything though. Maybe, well, I will say something. Maybe it's freshness. Some people prefer freshies or lighter fragrances, and if that's the case, this is a heavy, far from fresh. It's dark and like raw fragrance. So yeah, wearing this, where would I wear this? It's an interesting point. Well, I wouldn't wear it to where I've got to go tonight, though I'm forced to wear it now because I put it on. So that's going to be an adventure. Where would I wear this? I'm really struggling to know where. I'd just wear this for fun, for enjoyment, for my own pleasure. Yeah, it would suit, for me, any occasion. If I chose to wear this as my fragrance for the day, I would just enjoy the journey with this one and wouldn't really be that bothered about where I wore it, if I'm honest. It's definitely for you. And I guess most fragrances, I don't think I've ever worn a fragrance for anyone else. I might have once or twice, though. It's ultimately a person's wearing a fragrance because they like it, and this is one of them ones that's unapologetic. It really is, and that to wear this, just it's definitely going to raise an eyebrow or two. Thing is with Oud, I can't get enough of it. Poop. It smells like poop, barnyard poop. I don't care that it fades after an hour. You spend the hour smelling like horse dump. Disgusting. I don't smell anything like this, man. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I don't get that connection, because it would put me off Oud. This is a high quality scent Oud lovers may ever experience. As a Middle Eastern, I find that Oud is not synthetic. This perfume is a head turner and highly refined. This isn't for everyone. It's for more mature, since it's very deep and simple fragrance. I'd rate it 9 out of 10. I agree, it is mature. I mean, I'd like to see youth or middle-aged people pull this off, because it shows some class and refinement and some level of maturity around the fragrances and the fragrances they wear. Might also get the piss ripped out of you by your mates, but I let my friend smell some Oud the other day. He's never smelt raw Oud, and I just had a vial and held it to his nose, and immediately he goes, "That stinks of shit." So, alright, calm down. Why do you want to stinky shit? Yeah, I don't get that. So, but I suppose people around me might. And I always think I'm smelling great, and they're probably thinking, "You're smelling the shit." But I just appreciate the fine work that's gone into this and the smell Oud gives off. This one falls short of mehness. Not appealing. Oud lovers may enjoy this funky animalic barnyard poop smell. It's neatly blended, but just not harmonious agreement. Smells like crap, frankly. This does not smell like crap. If I find crap smell like this, I bottle them and sell them. I cannot get enough of this fragrance. Definitely get your nose on this. I enjoy the whirlwind of different notes peeking through the scent, textured and multifaceted, with pleasing contrast, dry earthy woods against sweet and smooth fruits. Yeah, I agree. It's got facets. It's got layers to it. It's got different announcements. I'm certainly feeling it's for me a little better than Silver Oud, though I'm not hating on Silver Oud at all. Silver Oud's still a top one, though. I really can't help think that it's redundant now, and this is the better one. Though I guess with Silver Oud, it's probably drier. It's drier than this, and more linear. There's something with the frankincense and the fruits that elevates this above it, though still a killer, and I won't waste Silver Oud at all. Alright, okay, this person here, this smells like a rejected iteration of Silver Oud. This is everything wrong about the new direction of Amouage. They added too much cheap sugary sweetness and a lot of amberwood. The opening is reminiscent of the great Silver Oud, and then it goes south from there. This is the only Amouage that did not click with me. What's interesting, isn't it, how people can have different views when I'm feeling this is more elevated than Silver Oud. I actually quite like that fruitiness. It adds it takes the edge off Silver Oud for me. After nearly a week, this smells like skid marks in your grand's undies. Revolting. How would you know what skid marks in your grand undies smell like? I mean, Was he big? Well, I don't want to imagine where he's been. Right, Jubilation 25 with a good blasted, gentle, good quality oud. Great fragrance, but way overpriced even for Amouage. There's others from the house I'd rather pick up that are more worth the money. Well, it's the oud, isn't it? And yeah, it comes with a price, and that's okay. The beginning starts off like circus elephant rolling around in spun sugar, then trying to bathe that off in a pool of Baccarat Rouge gone bad. The longevity of this Amouage offering is impressive though, and ends up reeking of an unwashed homeless alcoholic. Still lollygagging about that Baccarat Rouge batch gone bad. I don't care how populous it is, I loathe this. It's like hoity-toity take on Armani's code for me. Hard pass in the next galaxy. I've never smelt Armani code. Never really. Designers, yeah, I've sort of, I don't know. Some are okay. I don't know what to think. Odd choice for a name, as this is not a blue. It's not like Silver Oud either. I don't think there's anything quite like it, although I kind of get the comparison to Oud for greatness, so definitely worth checking out if you like Oud. This hasn't got the sweetness of Oud for greatness, the saffron, and yeah, is it praline in Oud for greatness? Yeah, this is not as sweet as that. Transparent juice full of synthetics, cannot detect any natural oud oil. Probably dosed in minuscule amounts. This is a loud, attention-seeking scent in the same category as fake oud for greatness. Oh my god, no, not a stranger of oud. 90% of my collection is oud. Also own Silver Oud. I like that better than this. I could not stand this one bit. I don't know what it is, man, but this ain't it. So a lot of people preferring Silver Oud than this. Okay, so what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to have to go back to Silver Oud and this and do my own comparison. I won't do it on video, but I'll do my own comparison because my nose isn't trained enough to distinguish the nuances. I can't recollect the nuances of Silver Oud to compare it to this, so all I'm getting is it's probably the similar same oud, so that similarity is glaring for me. So I'd like to do a little comparison just to really appreciate each one individually. I gotta try it. The poopier the merrier. Let's go. Finally got a sample. I was expecting way more, so it's very close to the skin for me. For $500, this is unacceptable. It's got a nice barnyardish pop at the beginning, but on me it's very tamed. I was looking for that poop bomb. No, that's too bad, because I wanted to inhale the horse cattle coral all the way. I love barnyard scents. Dry down is a tad fresh with a soft warm amber. It's still a nice fragrance. I might add it to the collection if it hits the 200 mark at discount. Yeah, I got it off price basically. So yeah, well, a bit less than half price. So would I pay full price for this? Yeah, I probably would. I think it's worth it. Yeah, I would. It's a quality, rich fragrance. It's very opulent, and it really suits its name in my mind. It is a king. It's definitely up there with one of the strongest, pokiest fragrances I own, other than its sister Silver Oud. This guy didn't get past smelling the atomizer. The oud is offensive. Definitely test before you buy this one. Yeah, I would test for this. You see how blind bought is going into it, knowing that in one way or the other, it's going to be real oud and I'm going to enjoy that experience. So it's not wasted on me. And with Amouage, their frankincense as well, there's something around it. They really know how to blend those things and utilise them well in my mind. So it was always going to work on those two levels. So for me to blind buy it, yeah, it wasn't really much of an issue because I loved the Silver Oud. So this was gonna, and a couple of reviewers had mentioned this as well. It was always on my radar, though. After they mentioned it, it prompted me to go for it and yeah, take the plunge. So not disappointed at all. It's I put it back in its box for the next wearing. Yeah, it's a winner in my mind. Tread carefully with it. If you don't like Oud, stay away. And yeah, if you're uncertain, blind buy. And sorry, don't blind buy. If you're uncertain, get a sample and then test it. And then test it again. I wouldn't take this off its first impressions. This to me needs a few wears, so maybe get like a 2mm, 5mm probably would be better, and have a few experiences with this. And again, it's probably not entry level Oud. This isn't. So if it's your first experience of Oud, it may well put you off Oud. So. Or it might have the opposite effect, actually. You might just fall in love with Oud. Maybe if you're fortunate enough to be around a shop that sells Amouage, take the tester strip and take that away with you and smell that over a couple of days, because that'll give you an idea of what it's like when it's drying down as well. And there's something very seductive about the Oud Amouage use that, yeah, it's well worth you trying it that way. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll leave it at that, and I'll just say thanks again. That's King Blue from Amouage, and yeah, continue creating value in your lives and environment. Bye for now. Bye.